Hey folks, this is Alert and Alive. I want to bring to you something different today. I'm in the process of doing a 4-state, 1,500-mile road trip for the holidays. And I thought it might be helpful to you if I could share with you some of the things that I carry in my personal travel bag. This doesn't include my luggage, which has extra, clothing changes and things for hygiene and so on. This is a little bag that I carry with me when I go to a gas station, when I'm in a little, kiosk shopping center area. I always keep this bag with me as part of this road trip. So I want to show you some of the contents that I have in my bag to give you some ideas that as you travel, you'll kind of know some things that maybe you can take or should take. So this is my bag, and then I'm going to go through each individual item and show you what goes in this bag. First item is my cell phone, and I keep a charger for the cell phone. Next, I have a little Gerber toolkit. I found this very, very handy a number of times. It's got little plier set, little tips for screwdrivers. It can be very useful if you have a need for a small tool. I also keep some granola bars in my pack. A couple of the states I'm going through are snow states. And if you have a vehicle breakdown, you're going to be out there for a while waiting for help, tow truck or whatever to come. It's nice to have a little bit of food with you to tide you through. I also keep a nice flashlight. And, many times I'll get up early in the morning to start my trip and start later at night before I get to my motel. So these are very handy to have. I keep a wallet with my driver's license and other identifications. And I take at least 2 credit cards. I found at times that the main credit card that I use to charge gas or buy supplies with, and I use a credit card because I pay that bill off every month, and it does accrue cash points and bonuses for me. So I like to use credit cards on a trip like that. But sometimes when I go to a gas pump, if the electronic device on the pump doesn't accept one card, I can put a second card in there and it'll take it. So I take this little wallet, I keep it on my body at all times in a pocket, and I use this to pay for all our trip expenses. We also like to take some cash, some small bills that I use to tip waiters when we go into a restaurant to eat. I like to, do my tips with cash, preferably over adding it into the bill at the end, because I've learned that they don't always get the full amount that I think they deserve they should get. So we carry some cash to tip our waiters with. And speaking of cash, I carry some larger bills just in case. There have been times when we've been traveling that the electronic devices at a gas station don't work for some reason, and all they'll accept is cash for the gas. I like to carry some larger bills to pay for cash if we need it. There was one time when I did get stuck in a snowdrift. An individual coming by with a 4-wheel drive vehicle on a winch saw that I was stuck and said, "Hey, for $50, I'll pull you out of that snowdrift." And I was glad to give him $50 to get out of the snowdrift. Having a little larger bill cash to handle emergencies that, you can't use a credit card for, I know from personal experience has been a good thing. I always carry an extra set of car keys when I travel. I like to walk wherever I go. I walk religiously every single day. And because you're not always familiar with the areas or neighborhoods you're going to be in, and, some people aren't as conscientious about, tying up their dogs or having them behind a fence or whatever, I like to carry a can of mace with me just in case I'm walking through an area and a dog comes at me, and the dog is not a small little dog, but a great big dog with big teeth who wants to inflict bodily harm. I always carry a little can of mace with me. The other thing I like to have is a pocket knife, and these can come in handy for a number of reasons and ways. This is a little Swiss Army knife. It has a lot of different tools on it, whether you're opening up a wrapper of some type or having to cut the seal of some batteries for a flashlight or whatever it may be. I found that having a little knife is always handy to have, and I carry that in my bag. This is just to give you some ideas of things that I found useful. I'm currently on my road trip now. I'm filming this from my motel room. And just a word on motels. There are budget motels. There are medium motels, and then there are high-end ones. I don't stay in the high-end ones. My budget isn't built for that. I stay in the medium ones, but I like to stay in a motel that's in a nice area where you can relax and feel safe, get a good night's rest, and that will provide you some kind of breakfast in the morning. And I found that when I'm on the road and I want to pack my things and get on the road in a timely manner in the mornings, that having a motel that provides you some kind of breakfast is very helpful. Plus, it saves you money in going to a Denny's or someplace to eat. Again, I hope you find these tips useful. It's what I do. You can share in the comments, and I'd like to hear your comments on things you take when you travel so that everybody can learn from each other of the best mixture and quantity and type of things to take that'll help you on your next road trip. So I hope you enjoyed this and learned something from it. More to follow out here.